Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to check out the 1-bar stamina Templar build. 1-bar builds have become insanely strong thanks to the Oakensoul ring. You basically get flooded with a buttload of major buffs. I do have a written guide on ESO-hub.com. I will put the link in the description. You will find the best in slot, the beginner, and you can even use werewolf with this setup if you want to. All the sets. Basically all the information you need, buffs, debuffs. I also added screenshots of the parse and everything, as well as I wrote a quick guide on like the most important things. Link in the description. And about the Oakensoul ring, before I forget it, this is a new mythic item that will launch with the High Owl chapter. Like, we have 3 leads right now, but at launch we usually have all of them. So make sure to also go check it out, because you need 5 leads to get this juicy item. The build also works without it, but obviously the ring makes playing a lot easier. I will get into that in a second. So let's just quickly take a look at the basics. We have fairly high stamina recovery with this setup, so sustain shouldn't really be an issue at all. Use the Thief Mundustone to get more weapon crit. Buff food. I usually go with Lava Food, Soup and Saltries. It gives you a lot of max stam and stamina recovery. You could also use like a Dubious Cameron Throne or Arteum Takeaway Broth to get a little bit extra health, but honestly we sit at like 18, 19k, that's more than enough. Potions. You can just use the normal potions that you find from mobs, or you could also use these here, but they're very expensive because you need the dragon ingredients. But it gives you minor heroism, so you have a little bit more ultimate regeneration if you want it. But in theory, the normal ones are more than enough. Race. Whatever floats your boat, as long as it's stamina based. I usually prefer Dark Elf because it gives me 258 weapon damage and 1910 max stam. But yeah, anything works, like an Orc, Wood Elf, Redguard, Imperial, Khajiit, even a High Elf would work. They all have good stamina based stats. So let's talk about the Oakensoul ring. Why is this item so powerful? It basically locks you to 1 bar, but gives you a buttload of major buffs. So when we look at these major buffs, major protection, 10% damage reduction, major heroism, 3 ultimate every 1.5 seconds. You will see at the DPS Parse, I'm basically pumping out ultimate like crazy. It's because of that we have the major heroism buff. It's insane. Major Berserk, 10% more damage. Savagery, 12% more crit, 15% more stamina recovery from minor endurance. Major Resolve, 6k more resistance. This is from another set. Brutality, 20% more weapon damage. Courage, another 430 weapon damage. And Major Force, another 20% critical damage. So it's just insane what you get from one item. So yeah, definitely worth getting this thing. The second set that we use is Pillar of Nirn. This simply deals a buttload of bleed damage. Like, it is amazing. It pretty much comes close to the other set, Relican, that we use in terms of like DPS. So these 2 proc sets are very good. You don't need the perfect version of Relican. The imperfect one is also fine, because the 5-piece bonus is the same. The only thing that is different is that you get like an extra stamina bonus on the perfect version, and that's it. Then we have Slimecraw Shoulder, just to get a little bit extra crit chance. Now these here are 6 medium pieces with divine traits and stamina enchants, and then I have 1 light piece with a divine trait and stamina enchant. Jewelry is all bloodthirsty trait with weapon damage enchants. Then we have 2 daggers, one with a Nirnhorn trait and a flame enchant, and the other one with a charge trait and a poison enchant. The enchants alone already do like 7-8k DPS. There is a lot of like damage that is basically free from the enchants, the proc sets, and so on. You will see that in a second when I show you the DPS Parse. Champion points. Green ones do whatever floats your boat, honestly, it doesn't matter. Blue ones, you want Raffle Strikes, gives you more weapon damage. Backstabber for more critical damage. You can also use Fighting Finesse if you prefer this. Like Fighting Finesse is 8%, Backstabber is 10%, but Backstabber only works from like the back or when you're flanking enemies. So if you're unsure, then pick this one, but if you know you're only attacking from the back, then you can use Backstabber. Then we have Mastered Arms, increases your damage done with direct damage attacks, and Biting Aura, increases your damage done with area of attacks. And obviously you can get all the passives if you have enough champion points. The red ones, Boundless Vitality, more max health, Fortified, more resistance, Rejuvenation, more recovery, and then we have Bloody Renewal, which basically gives us 300 stamina every time we kill an enemy. And all the champion points are also on the website if you want a closer look, but that's pretty much it. Skills. Here's where it gets a little bit interesting. It's quite a mixture. Our main spammable is obviously Biting Chaps. This one deals an insane amount of damage, and it also procs the Burning Light passive, which is basically free damage as well. Second one, Power of the Light, from this skill tree. It also deals a lot of damage. It basically explodes after 6 seconds, dealing insane damage. Then from the Restoring Light tree we have Ritual of Retribution, which is a huge AoE that deals a lot of damage. Plus magical, so it also helps our sustain a little bit. Then from the Fighter's Guild we do have Barb Trap. Deals good damage and it gives us minor force, increasing critical damage by 10%. And we have also Camo Hunter slotted, just for having this here, and when we attack an enemy from the flank we also get Minor Berserk, which increases our damage. So, and obviously we also benefit from Slayer, which gives us a little bit more weapon damage. The ultimate, so I do recommend using Ice Comet. It actually deals the most damage, but if you don't have the Mage's Guild or you're too lazy to get it, you can also use Empowering Sweep. It's the same thing. Like, it is a little bit less damage, but it is also good. But you will have to use it a lot more often, so Ice Comet is usually a better choice. Always, so often what I see Biting Chaps, like this skill here, people often forget to light attack. You want to make sure to use light attacks between every skill. You do a light attack, Biting Chaps. Light attack, Biting Chaps. Often I see people just spam the skill and they miss out on the light attacks. So make sure to practice this. Do a light attack, Biting Chaps. Just start slowly and then keep doing it faster and faster. So you find the sweet spot. You barely can see that I do a light attack, but I do a light attack between every weave. It's easier with other skills, because the timing is easier to realize, but that's very important. Often people forget to light attack when they spam chaps. People get overexcited. Anyway, the Parse. Let me wait a second until the target skeleton decides to stop being aggro. Yeah, there we go. This here's the Parse. You can see Biting Chaps, 22% of the whole like Parse, 19k DPS. Light attacks, second highest, and obviously light attacks like the enchants also go off. But yeah, let me go to that in a second. Power of the Light, Burning Light, which procs from Biting Chaps. So Biting Chaps in theory does like 30% of your whole damage. Relican 7k. Now here we have Ice Comet, another 8.3k. Ritual of Retribution 6k. Pillar of Nirn has these 3 procs. It's like 8.4k DPS. A lot of free damage. And then we have Barber Trap. Now the enchants from the weapon. It's these 4 here. Let's see. Burning, poisoned, eerie. Yeah, okay, that's about right. That's like 6k. Fairly low, should be higher. But yeah, that's a lot of free damage within the build. Now before I show you the Parse, show you the outfit. Mostly Ice Reach Coven. I have Silver Dawn, Epaulettes, the shoulder, but everything else is Ice Reach Coven with the color Divine Gold and Adamantine Silver. Now let's actually check out the Parse, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that juicy like button.